very pleasant good morning to everyone. Thank God for another day. This is a day that the Lord hath made, and I'm here this morning to rejoice and to be glad in it. I hope and trust that all went well with you, the past night, that you woke up this morning in a good frame of mind. I do hope and trust that the devil didn't get the better of you, but you got the better of him, because we have to try to make sure that we stay on the good side, the bright side, the lively side, the side that's going to shed some light and some put aroma in our lives and all this type of thing. We need to be on the good side of life. Yeah, thank God for the opportunity to be able to do that. So I bless you this morning in the name of the Lord. And I thank you for coming, joining us. Thank you for being a part of this ongoing broadcast. We bless the Lord for the opportunity to serve. Yeah. Let me pray with you right now. Father, I thank you for this day, because this is the day that you have made. And I'm here, Lord, to rejoice this morning and to be glad in it. I thank you for those, my listeners, Lord, viewers, those wherever they are this morning. I give you all the praise, all the honor, all the glory as we seek your face and seek your guidance throughout this broadcast. We give you praise now, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Yes, my friends, Wednesday morning, time is flying so fast. Wow, at every time, I just can't imagine how the time is just moving. Before you know it, I mean, 1 week finishes and another one starts. Man, I tell you, wow. Yeah. Yesterday we had a joint a broadcast. Stewart and myself was on the program, and I hope that you had a chance to watch it, um, because we were talking about, trying to get some feedback on some things we've been talking about from last week into the earlier part of this week, has to do with tools and troubleshooting, and based on there's a presentation that she did last week. Um, what was that again? Oh boy. Oh Lord. Whew. Mental block. Yeah, in Jesus' name. Yeah. But yeah, we were able to combine some things yesterday, and I think it went well. I hope, as I said, I hope you got a chance to watch it. Yeah. So this is another day, and I'm going to be dealing with some things. I did tell you that I'm going to be touching on faith. Um, Not sure if I'm going to get there today, because there's something else I want to talk about before I get into that, and it has to do, as you saw, the topic that went out, deep roots, solid roots. Yeah. So I want to touch on that, because I realize that if faith is going to work, it has to have depth. There has to be something more than just what we see on the surface. Okay? It has to be deeply rooted. Surface faith does not get the job done. It does not get the job done. And so the focus today is, I'm looking at trees. Yeah, trees. Trees. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I want to just focus on that, and then if I get into the faith part of it, then yeah, do. If not, we'll get come back to it. But this, I was doing a little research looking at trees and the importance of trees, and the roots, why our trees stand up, and all this type of thing. So I'm looking at a few of them, and as a matter of fact, I know we have in the islands. Um, I didn't look at trees in the islands, so just look at trees in general. But there's a tree that I could actually pinpoint right now, which is the coconut tree. That's one tree that I you rarely see a coconut tree lying flat. Really. I mean, that thing is so tall in the air and got, I mean, a bunch load of coconuts on it. And even after a storm, that thing will still be standing with all of that weight up top because that tree is able to bend and go whichever the direction, wherever the wind take it, it's able to go and to just come back and stand up straight. And we really have to look at God's marvelous creation, how, what He put here in the earth, and how we can learn lessons from even the natural things around us. There's a whole lot of lessons in these things. And so, as we talk about trees, some trees are known for their remarkable deep roots, which allow them to access water because, the deeper they go, they can access water and the nutrients, far below the surface that we're standing on. So it goes way, way down and it touches water. One of the tree and so very important. I mean, when I saw this one, I said, wow. It's called the shepherd's tree. The shepherd's tree. Now, I'm looking at that, and it's that this tree is found in Kalahari Desert, and its roots can reach depths of over 230 feet. I want you to think about that. 230 feet. Just imagine how far that goes down. Way, way down. And it says this is one of the deepest rooted trees in the world. So just think of your faith going deep, I mean, as deep as that. It doesn't matter what's going on up top. Your depth, whatever is below is holding you, because the truth is that foundation makes a big difference in a building, in somebody's life, in whatever it is. Foundation makes a big difference, and so you cannot ignore a proper foundation, a sound foundation. It's something that has to be taken into consideration, because it is said that the building is as strong as its foundation. Yeah. There's another tree I look at, and it's called the black walnut tree. It's known for its deep top roots. Now, this tree, that says, often grows roots that anchor firmly into the ground. Now, there are trees with roots that goes way down. There are trees with roots that spreads. Yeah, there's two different type of trees. And so the one that spreads, I mean, it's just as, because it does have firm grip in the ground like the others, but it doesn't go all that down. But it takes up so much space on top, and it anchors it in such a way that nothing can uproot that thing, just like a little wind just come and uproot it. And so we have to be, if we have faith that's going to spread, or we have faith that goes deep, we have to make sure that whatever it is, but it's properly anchored, because only that thing that is properly anchored is gonna last. Is gonna last. There's another tree that's called the ponderosa. Yeah, you probably heard about it, ponderosa pine. Yeah, this also is another tree that has top roots that, it reaches great depth. It goes way down, but it also have these roots that spreads. Yeah, and it survive in dry environments. It can survive. So wherever you are, if you, as I said, if you're the one that go way down, or you're the one that just spreads, but you have things that's holding you together, I mean, you're in a good shape. In good shape. The oak tree, the oak tree is another one. It has wide roots, very wide roots. The system, I mean, it provides stability, and it's able to access water in challenging conditions. So there are a whole lot of things out there for our example, and we can look at these things and we can learn from them. And we definitely need to learn from them, because when a tree that goes on the ground and be able to find nutrient to sustain it. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. So when your life and our life is at the place where we go way down, and good morning, Lady J. Good to see you this morning. Yeah, he said good morning. Blessings to you. God bless you. Yeah. Yeah. So when your roots go deep down, it doesn't matter what's happening around you. You're going to stand. You are going to stand the storm. So while not every tree can withstand the storm, the strongest ones endure by having deep roots and a solid foundation. Now, some may have deep roots, but the top is not strong. It's not sturdy on the top, and so it will break. Yeah. So you don't want that. None of us want that. We want to make sure that if your roots are down there, that our top is also standing, I mean, firm. Now, there's something else that I could add to that. That if the top breaks, if the root is solid, sound, and always have nutrients down there, if the top breaks, it's going to spring again. And some trees are like that. It will spring again. And so I'm saying all that to say this, that when you're bombarded with things, situations that seems to get the better of you or getting the better of you, sometimes you tend to break at the top. But whatever happens, you know that you have a solid, sound, firm foundation, and doesn't matter what happened, you're gonna spring again. You're gonna get back up. You're gonna fall down, but you're gonna get back up. So a tree that is like that, when it breaks, I mean, that tree can tell you, I'm getting back up. And John D said, yeah, the willow, the willows, yeah, help me out here. Yeah, the willows are known for for their deep roots, which help them thrive near water and provide good erosion protection. Yeah. So yeah, that's I like that one. The willow. I forget about that one too. Yeah, but there are so many of these trees that we can learn from, because the truth is that they're God's creation. God put them here, and He put them here for a purpose. They're fulfilling their purpose in the earth. And no wonder sometimes the government gets so strict on, don't take the trees down, because they're providing in the environment, they're providing they're doing a lot of good. Sometimes we just quick to take them down because we don't like them. They're taking up, occupying space, and we want the space. So, but trees are very, very, very important. Very, very important that we have to take a note of these trees, and we have to look at them, align our lives with these trees, and see how well we fit in to this thing that God made called life. Yeah. So just like a tree facing a fierce storm, and nothing or no one faces fierce storms like trees. It doesn't matter, because just think about it. When you're inside your house or trying to find shelter somewhere, the tree have to stay where it is, and it has to face whatever is coming. The tree can't say, okay, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to hide until the storm passes. No, the tree is going to have to face the storm at all time. So, Jesus used the metaphor in Matthew 13, which is very interesting. And he talks about roots and the foundation, to teach about spiritual storm, spiritual strength, and spiritual growth, and all those type of things. Because some things that is said in that chapter is very, very pertinent to our life today. When you look at how Jesus, put things in order when he talks. He uses example that we can always look at these examples. Now, in the parable of the sower, and that's in St. Matthew 13. In the parable of the sower, he speaks about seeds. Yeah? And he talks about seeds falling on different types of soil, symbolizing how people receive and respond to his teachings. Now, if you follow closely what is the message he's trying to convey, um, seeds that fall on rocky ground, I mean, and this Jesus talking, on rocky ground, it says may sprout, but it says because they lack deep roots, um, there's a problem right there. They're sprouting, but they lack deep roots. In other words, they don't have any foundation. So he said they wither under hardship. When a little thing comes, boom, they wither. And they cannot stand any type of storm. And Jesus is talking. He says, in contrast, seeds sown in good soil. I mean, real soil that has something in it. I mean, what it does, it goes down and it takes deep root. It grows and it produces an abundance of fruit. You can get something from it because it has roots, and it's sucking, it's taking from the ground. Yeah, so you can get an abundance of fruit from that because it's properly nurtured, properly watered. You don't have to water it. It goes down and takes its own water. Man, what a wonderful thing. What a wonderful thing. And you know what? We go to these trees and we reach up and we pick the fruits. Sometimes we don't even think of how this thing came about, the struggle that this tree has to go through, that the storms that it has to endure, and all the fighting that it has to do underground to maintain its life and things like that. We pick the fruit, we eat the fruit, we enjoy the fruit. But man, if you should see, if you was able to see how much that tree have to struggle underground to sustain itself so that we could get something from it. Wow, it's a marvelous, marvelous thing. And so in the parable of Jesus, continue to talk, it highlights the importance of being deeply rooted in faith. Okay? And I told you I was going to talk about faith, but I think I need to address this before I get into that part of it. Because faith has to be deeply rooted. A faith that is not deeply rooted is not faith, and it's not going to endure challenging times. It's not going to be able to stand during, when problems come, situations come, whatever it is. It's not going to be able to stand, when that wind is blowing, it's not going to stand. And so we have to have deep roots. We have to have that. And because it's essential. Okay? So both literally and metaphorically, it's very, very important. Jesus, just as the tree relies on its roots, to stabilize it and to nurture, to having, that's to have something to rock on. We also have to lean on something. Okay? We have to lean on our faith. And when we lean on our faith, that faith has to be connected to something or someone. It has to be connected to God. And so we're leaning on our faith, but that faith that we're talking about is something that is connected to the source, our source. And so because you cannot, doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how hard you try, I try, doesn't matter who say, well, you know what, I'm going to do this. I think I can do this. I know I can do this. Yeah, you can do it. But by whose strength? Comes back to our theme verse for the broadcast. I can do all things, not by my strength. I like how Paul puts it. He says, I can do all things through Christ, who gives me the enabling to do so. And that's what it's all about. We have to, as I said, lean hard on him. And we have to have that solid, sound foundation. when you talk about foundation in life, it helps you to maintain or become or stay grounded, if I could say it that way, stay grounded during the challenges that's going to hit you. Because the truth is, challenges are going to come. Doesn't matter how you don't want them to. And nobody say, well, reach out. Okay, I need some challenges. Challenges, where are you? Could you come? I'm here. Nobody is trying to beg or ask challenges to come to them. No, we try to avoid them in every aspect, every area of our life. Yeah. So these roots that we're talking about can be values, they can be relationship, can be culture, or just about let's experiences, life experiences, and all this type of thing. Because these things actually shape our identity, and they give us this, help us to stand, or give us reliance. So I love that word a lot. Yeah. So roots could be family. Yeah. It could be your faith that you're struggling with. Your faith is not there where it's supposed to be, and so you're struggling to stabilize your faith. And because we go through all of these, life hit you so hard, because sometimes your faith is struggling. You're really trying to find to figure, am I standing on solid ground or what, or sinking sand? Because as I said, life of a way of hitting you real, not just you, all of us, real hard. But then when we are bombarded like that, we cannot say, well, you know what, man, I'm just going to throw in the towel and give up, surrender, and not do anything. We have to stand. And the word of God says, having done all to stand, stand. And you have to stand. Make sure you're standing on a firm, solid, sound foundation. All right. So whether it's family, faith, or whatever it is, you just make sure that your foundation, whatever is standing on, is firm and is solid and sound, and it's not going to cave in. You got to make sure. Yeah. So, as I said, I'm not getting into faith, but for faith to work, it must be built on something. It must be built on something. And so we look at different areas of life, because sometimes the mental state gets shot somewhere, the emotional state gets shot, the physical strength, and all of those things. And so we have to look and see where we're falling short, where we're getting weak. And so what in those weak areas, you can strengthen them. And when you strengthen them, you come back, with full force. Yes, life bend you a little. You're sway, but you have to learn to sway with the wind. Yeah. So that tree is bending. Have you ever look and see some trees when the wind is really hard, and you watch them through a window, and you see how they're swaying? I mean, they're taking a hit. They're taking a hit, but they're not breaking. They are not breaking. So when life bends you this way, and it bends you that way, you don't say, well, you know what, man, this is too much. This is too much. No, you said, yes, I'm being bent, but I'm not going to be broken. I'm not going to allow this thing to break me, because you know that there's a foundation below you. It's like living in a house, and the storm is so rigid on the outside, but you know that this house is sitting on a good, strong, solid foundation. And because the foundation is strong, it gives you more confidence inside of that house, because you know how this thing was built. You know what it is sitting on. And you know that, the top is just as strong as the foundation, because they connect together. And so I firmly believe, my friends, that if you could muster up the courage, and I said, you're going to be hit. You're going to be hit. Okay? You're going to have hard times. Things are going to hit you right, left, and center. But if you purpose in your heart that I'm going to stand, okay, just like the verse says, Having done all to stand, stand. And we make sure that, you know what, I'm not going to bend. I'm not going to allow anything to break me. Yes, I'm being challenged. I'm being, um, I'm being bounced upon, bombarded by all sort of things around me, and it seemed like these things. It looked like like I said, it look like all the things around you. I mean, it's more than what you can actually handle. The truth is that the greater is inside of you, and so you have to reach on the inside and pull out greater. You have to reach on. All of us have greater on the inside of us. Unfortunately, we don't reach on the inside. We don't even know who we are. Because the truth is that if you know who you are, man, you'd fight back. You'd fight back with strength that you think is not there. You'd fight back. So I want to just deal with three important roots. Three important roots that's important. I mean, for us to really look into where life is concerned. Okay. Root number one is that you have to maintain a positive attitude. You have to. There's no maybe about it. You have to maintain a positive attitude. That's one of the strongest root to hold you or to keep you or to sustain you during challenging times. Maintaining a positive attitude um, is a mindset that makes any situation brighter. It doesn't matter how dark and dismal it seems around you, because you have a positive attitude. You stand up under the storm. Because what happened is that it focus on possibilities. A positive attitude focus on possibilities. Even when something looks impossible. Yeah, man, this storm is hitting us. I mean, the wind is so strong. I mean, look at what's going on the outside. Yeah, you're seeing it with your very eyes, but it's not taking you with it. You're not going down. Yeah. One another again, positive attitude. It embraces, help you to embrace challenges. You can actually face that thing head on, and you're finding the good in something, even the small things, because sometimes we're looking in the wrong places. We're looking for something big. And if you don't see something big, you figure, well, there's nothing to help you. Have to take the small things of life. Those are the little things that makes up little streams, makes a big river. Okay, so the little things of life, they are very, very important. The little things of life. Okay. Um, right, okay. Yeah. All right. So to be positive doesn't mean, and hear me closely, it doesn't mean ignoring difficulties. That's not what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that you ignore things. You're positive, okay? It's giving the benefit. Giving what? The benefit of the doubt. It's approaching things with hope, and come back to that word again, resilience, okay? In other words, you're looking at it through different type of lenses. Yeah. So you don't say, you know what, don't go and say, well, he said I should ignore the things of. No, I did not say ignore things. To be positive is not ignoring things. It's giving it the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Some things are staring you in the face, and it looks like that's exactly how it is. It looks that way, but things are never always what it appears to be. It can be totally different when you look at the other side of it. So sometimes to be a positive person, you have to have something inside of you. In other words, the lens that you're looking through, when somebody maybe look through the same lens, because of where they might be looking down, but you're looking up. And so when you're looking up, I love what the psalmist said, I look unto the hills from whence cometh my help, and my help comes from the Lord, who is maker of heaven and earth. So it depends on where you're looking. It depends on what you're seeing when you're looking through those lenses. Yeah. Yeah, it said two men were in the same prison cell. They were looking through the same window. One was always frustrated and one was always happy. I mean, although they're in prison, one always have a smile on their face. The other one is always, grumpy. And so one day, and so one asked him and said, "Well, man, when I look, all I see outside is bad stuff. People, warring up, killing people, and all sort of things happening on the outside. Just look through this window, man. I don't even want to look through it." And the other man is looking through the same window, but he says, "When I look through that window, I don't see those things. I don't hear what you hear. I don't see what you see." He said, "How comes?" Yeah, but the trick was that one man is looking up at God's creation, is looking at all the beauty of all that, the clouds and the stars and everything that's created. One man is always focused on looking down, always looking down. So he has no time to see or to hear or to absorb the things that would actually bring, although he was locked up, but yeah, it doesn't mean that life is over. One man used it to see the creation that's out there, and it sustained him. The other man did not. So it depends on where you're looking through the same lens, as I said, the same window, but it depends on where you're looking, depends on what you're looking for. Okay, so number one was a positive attitude, the root, that root of positive attitude. Root number two, okay, is learning from your past, learning from past failures, learning from experiences, learning from past challenges. All of us, it doesn't matter who you are, all of you watching me right now, you have faced some things in your life. If you have not faced anything yet, then I guarantee you're going to face it in the future. But I believe that all of you watching me, you're adults. If you're a little child, maybe you have not faced anything. But if you're an adult, you have faced some things. You have faced some giants. You have faced some, you had some failures. And everybody has to go through some things to be able to get on the other side. As a matter of fact, we most time curse failures. Nobody likes to fail. I don't know if anybody who say, "Man, I tell you, I want to fail. I'm doing this, but I want to fail." No, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to come out the winner on the other side. And so everybody has to face some failures somewhere, somehow. But failure is not a bad thing. Yeah, it sounds bad. And it sounds crazy what I'm saying. Failure is not a bad thing. Let me rephrase that. Failure is not always bad. Okay? Not always bad. Because what happened is that sometimes failures come to teach us. Okay? Because if you didn't fail, you can go back and see all the people who failed in life in different things. From the light bulb to, I wouldn't even go there this morning. Okay? Think of guys like Thomas Edison and all of these guys. People who succeed in life, they first failed. Okay? So if you're going to succeed, you first have to fail. I know. Yeah. You first have to fail. And so when I say I know, I just know what you're thinking right now. Man, no. Yeah. But you first have to fail. Yeah. So when you fail, what happened, the failure is teaching you that next time you don't do it this way. All right. In other words, you fail in this. It means that if this fails, something was missing, something was not properly put together the way it is. So the next time you go to that thing, you're approaching it from a different viewpoint, different mindset. Yeah. So that's a root. That the root I'm talking about is learning from your failures. That's a very important root in life. Okay? So you learn from your failures, you learn from experiences as you go through life, and you learn from challenges. Never ignore that root. It's a root that can help you to maneuver. It's a root that can help you to get, to the next phase of your life with dignity and pride, because what? You have not just, you don't look, okay, you know what? Man, I've gone through this and I don't think I deserve it. Things like I'm supposed to be better off and all. Yeah, I can agree with you. We should be better off in a lot of areas. But then let's back up. Could it be that you have not, we have not done some things the way we're supposed to, so we can get to that place of getting into the next phase of our life? Okay, so again, I'm talking about roots. If roots are damaged, that creates a problem. If the root of the thing is damaged, like if the foundation is damaged, it creates a problem. Okay, you live in your house, and if something is going on underneath the surface that is causing the foundation to decay or to break or something like that, then up top is going to be in trouble. And so whatever you do, just like we mentioned the trees, you have to make sure that the foundation stays in place. All right. Number one I mentioned was your positive attitude. That's the root you don't want to get. You don't want that foundation to get damaged. Because if you lose that positive attitude, you have lost. I mean, everything is gone, because everything ends on it. Your approach to life. Your approach to life. And so that's why I brought into number two that failure, because although you possess a positive attitude, it does not erase failure. It does not erase the challenges. It does not erase the experiences. What it does, it gives you the tenacity, the driving force to be able to stand those storms when they come. Yeah? So it's one from one root to another. From one root to another. Yeah. Please remember to give me a thumbs up if this broadcast means anything to you. It's always so good to have you. Please give me a thumbs up and share the link. Just share the link with somebody, because what is being said might not be for you, but maybe it's for your friend, your family member. So share the link with somebody. Yeah. Yeah. So again, maintenance is a very important part of life. Okay. Brings me to root number three. Root number three. One of the problems in life sometimes is that we fail to remain flexible. Yeah, we get sometimes can get very stiff. Yeah, in the face of challenges, we get very stiff. And you and I, all of us, we have to have this apart. It's that third root that we have to make sure that we remain flexible throughout as I mentioned before, the challenges and the experiences and the failures and all this type of thing. Because things, it's going to happen. You can't avoid them. So you cannot say to yourself, you know what, it's supposed to be this way. And if it's not this way, then it can't work. That's not how life is, okay? You have to be very flexible, that if something decides, if God decides that, you know what, I'm going to change the direction here, God's probably not going to tell you, okay, Tom, Dick, Harry, I'm changing direction. You're going to wake up tomorrow, but your direction is going to change. Then we'll be questioning him so much. But no, you wake up in the morning and you realize that something changed. Something shifted. Maybe your health, maybe your finances, maybe your family. But you wake up the following, something just shift, and something is, man, I did not expect that today. I was hoping that it would be the way I wanted to be. I'm hoping that it would have been the way I positioned myself for it to be. But then you went to sleep and you wake up and everything changed. Have you ever been there? When you wake up one morning and you realize that, wow, you're going to have to retool. You have to go back and redo some things, because things just shift out of place. It's not what you envisioned from the day before. Yeah. So Remaining flexible allows you to adapt to change more easily. Remaining flexible allow you to adapt to change more easily and to explore the blind spots in life. Yeah, that's a good one. Explore the blind spots in life. Okay, Lady Jasmine. Let me see what you're saying over here. Okay, just make sure. Okay. Yeah, looking through the same window, but we are seeing two different types of scenery. Thank you, Pastor. That's so true. You certainly give me something to meditate on today. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So it depends on that mindset. Depends on the mindset. Yeah. So remaining focused allows you to adapt. You have to stay, I mean, flexible rather. You have to stay flexible. Don't get to that place in your life where it's your way or no way at all. Never get to that place. Never get to that place, because then if you do that, you're not going to be able to navigate through or to see the blind spots in life. Life has some blind spots. And the truth is that you know what a blind spot is that area that you can't see. Okay? Like driving is a blind spot. And so that's the most dangerous part in driving. So we have to make sure that we are flexible enough so when we're able to get to a certain place in life, we can actually navigate through, although the blind spots are there. But you know what? You feel safe because then you are hoping to change. If something happens, you are hoping to it. So you can also handle the unexpected, because something is gonna just pop up out of nowhere. It just pop up out of nowhere. And so when that happens, because you're flexible, you can handle that situation gracefully. And I love that word, gracefully. Okay? You're not fighting with anybody. You're not warring with anybody. You don't have to have this tug of war. No, you can handle things gracefully. And remember, number one, what I gave you, that positive attitude, that positive approach. Okay? If you are, if you have number one intact, you're good. If you can master number one, okay, you are good. And remember, I don't want you to forget that. Maintaining a positive, I'm talking about roots, things that keep you solid, keep you sound, keep you firm. Okay? I'm talking about roots. And so we definitely have to make sure that if you're going to face life, if you're going to win, if you're going to come out on the other side a winner, then number one, you cannot ignore it, you cannot put it aside, you have to embrace it. I mean, a positive attitude at all times. Okay, so I'm dealing with flexibility right now. Okay, so when you're flexible, it keeps your mind open to learning new things, and you're able to evolve and in crucial matters, and you're able to grow even when there is not enough water. You're not finding enough substance, but at the same time you can grow. It's very important that we remain flexible in life, because then if you're not flexible, it means that you're unflexible. Yeah, and when that happens, um, you're gonna have a problem, and you're gonna have a major problem. Yeah. So my friends, I want to just challenge you today that you're to make sure that life will make sense to you. When you're going through some things, and when you're bombarded by some different areas and challenges in your life, everything is based on how solid and how sound you are. The first tree that I mentioned, as I said, it goes, I mean, way down, 250 feet down to the surface. There are some trees that does not go that deep, but they spread their roots so wide that even if the storm is shaking it here, it's going to have to shake, I mean, a way distance to get that thing to break, because it takes up so much space. At the same time, you don't even see it. I mean, you go, a tree standing here, and you go all the way over, I mean, as far as you can go, and the root is over there, because what it pushes, it spreads its root all over, because it's making sure that it can stand. When storm comes, it can stand. So whatever situation you face today, whatever you are going through, just remember this, that everything is hinged on how you approach life, your approach to life. We talk about the spiritual toolbox, spiritual tools. We talk about spiritual troubleshooting. And so we have to ask ourselves some very potent questions, because nobody can answer certain questions in your life but you. You have to answer those. I have to answer questions for myself. You have to answer those questions for yourself. Okay? So when you're going through some situations and you think, when you look and you realize that, man, the boat is rocking so hard, and it seemed like water, in before you know it, we're going to be under. Water is going to be, I mean, on top of us, and we're going to be under. So you have to be prepared in some way. Mentally, you're going to have to be prepared. Emotionally, you're going to have to be prepared, because life does not ask questions. Life does not get your permission. It does not. Okay? So if you're not properly positioned, when life hits you, then all you're going to do is cave in and surrender and give up and roll over and die. That's all you're going to do. But if you're properly positioned, and it brings me back to a quote I made not too long ago, a quote by Dr. Schuller, where he says, tough times won't last, but tough people will. Yeah, tough times won't last. So it doesn't matter what's going on around you. It's not forever. It's not going to last. Everything in life is permanent. Is not permanent. I mean, well, what it was. Okay, everything in life is subject to change. Okay, the only thing that's permanent in life is change. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, everything in life is subject to change. The only thing in that's permanent in life is change. Yeah. So if you're not properly positioned, you're not going to be able to flow when the punches, when you're being. Another quote by Dr. Schuller, and I mentioned that one some times ago, again, is that it says, big potatoes rise to the top on rough roads. And it sounds like a crazy little thought. But then it is a proven thing that if you're going on a rough road, you got maybe sitting on a donkey with 2 hampers, you know what a hamper is. You got potatoes. Let's use potatoes. You say, well, you know what? Put the big ones at the bottom, put the small ones on the top. And you know that's how it was before. When you get to your destination and you open the hamper, guess what's going to happen? The big potato is going to be sitting on top of the small ones. And that's what it is. That's a proven fact. Because in the shaking, the road is rough, and in that shaking and all of that going on, the big potatoes is rising, is coming to the top. And it looks like, how could that be? But that's how it is. The big ones rise to the top, and the little ones are at the bottom. There's a message in that. There's a big message in that. So when life hits you here and it hits you there, when you're bombarded by situations, then you don't allow the little eeny, meeny, miny, moes to get the better of you. If you're a big potato, you're going to rise above the little challenges, because I say little challenges because that's who they are. They're little things that just come to gnaw at the vine to try to, disturb and disrupt your life. That's what they are. So if because you're big and you're solid and you're grown and you're experienced and you're matured, then you can rise above the little challenges and the little circumstances of life. And I'm just talking to you from my heart. I'm not talking to you from any notes. Okay? I'm just talking to you from my heart. Yeah. So my friends, we need to be able to stand up and stand tall. We need to be able to navigate through life so that we can, when we get to the end of the road, then when you look back, you realize, man, I've been through. It's like looking at the storms behind you and all the things that you were able to overcome. You pass, and there's an old story about. I'm not sure I can tell the story very well. My wife always said, "You don't tell good stories." I know it's true. But there was this man and his daughter. They were driving through a storm, and as they were going through the storm, they came up to a place where the storm was so bad that everybody was pulling to the side, getting off the road, pulling to the side because they think they can't make it. But the daughter was about to do the same thing. The father said, keep on going. And she said, but daddy, we can't, how are we going to do this? And he said, keep on going. And every time she wants to pull off, he said, keep on going. And so when they get to, distance, it's like there was no storm there. They went through and they get to a place where it was nice and calm. And he said, pull over. So he said, daddy, why should I, when the storm was so bad, you told me to keep on driving through the storm. Now there's no storm here. Why? He said, pull over. All right, she pulled over. And he says, now I want for you to step out of the car and look behind you. Okay? Look at all those people who have stopped. They thought to themselves that they would not be able to make it because the storm was too rigid, too hard. Look at them. They're all stuck in the storm. But where you are at a good place. So I say all that to say this, that if you allow the things to hold you back, the things of life that's bombarding you, if you allow them to dictate or define you, that's exactly who you're going to be. Yeah. Okay, Lady J. Let your roots, let me see if I missed anything up top before I read yours. Okay. All right, no, I did not. All right. So let your roots grow down into him, and let your lives be built on him. Wow, I love that. That's two things there. Let your roots go deep in him, and let your lives be built on him. I like that, Sister D. Yeah, yeah. He says, then your faith will grow strong in the truth. And you were taught, in the truth you were taught, and you will overflow with thankfulness. Wow. And that's Colossians 2, verse 7. I have to look at that verse again. That's a very powerful thought right there. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I do hope somebody will read that, look at it, because it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. Yeah. Okay, there's something else at the bottom there. What's going on? Wow. Okay, Carol Rowe. Yeah. Good morning. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I like that. Definitely. Yeah, my friends. So as I was saying earlier on, whatever you're going through today, be it financial, and everybody face financial storms. I'm not sure. I don't know if anybody out there who have not faced one. And you faced one, and it's not the end. There's going to be another one. Okay? Maybe you face a health storm. That was not the last one, right? You faced a family storm. Yeah? Phyllis Orthon. Thanks, Rev. I have learned a lot from your teaching. Well, thank you very much. God bless you. Yeah, that means a lot to me. That means a lot. Yeah, yeah. So everybody faces storms. And when you face these storms, if you're not, goes back to the route I mentioned earlier on. And I'm not going to end this broadcast without revisiting it. What was it again? A positive attitude. A positive attitude. That's what is needed. In everything you do, you have to have a positive attitude towards things. And another thing I mentioned, that things doesn't always have to be your way. Because it doesn't mean that because you're thinking that way. It doesn't mean because you want it that way. It doesn't mean because you think it is supposed to be that way, that it has to be that way. You have to be flexible. Life requires flexibility. Life requires flexibility. Okay? Again, you're going to be bent. Life is going to bend you. The winds of life is going to bend you. It's going to bend you. It's going to bend you left, bend you right. And you're going to find that you're bending. But what do you do when you're being bent? Do you just say, okay, I break, I give up, I surrender? No, you don't do that. You don't do that. There is something inside of you telling you, you can do this. There is something inside of you, just giving you courage and telling you, you are stronger than this. You are stronger than this wind. Yes, you're being bent, but you don't have to be broken. You have to determine in your heart that you're going to rise above. Be that big potato. Be that big potato. That the little things of life does not dictate to you or tell you, or define you. Say this is who you are. No. You are a big potato. And when things get rough, you're rising to the top because there's something inside of you called positive attitude. It's that determination to win regardless of what. It's that determination that says, I'm better than what I'm seeing, what my eyes are seeing. It doesn't have to be. That thing is not going to define me. I'm not going to go down with it. I'm not going to break under it, but I'm going to stand. Whatever the storm is, I'm going to stand. Having done all to stand, stand. Stand in faith. Stand with resilience. Stand with pride. Stand with dignity. Stand in hope. Because if you lose your hope, you have lost everything. You have lost everything. Yeah. Okay. As we get ready for closing, see what's going on. Okay. It's not a thought. Chris Horton says, all right, we have to fight the good fight. We have to fight the good fight. That is so true. Fight the good fight of faith. If you don't fight, you refuse to fight, then what have you done? You have surrendered. You have thrown up the white flag. Okay, I surrender. The only person you need to surrender to is God, not man, not situations. Surrender to God. And then when you surrender to God, you have won victories in life. You will continue to win. Thank you very much for being a part of the broadcast. Remember to share it with somebody. Yeah, if it's not, everything might not be for you, but there's somebody out there who need something from this broadcast. So send it out. Send it out. Find somebody on your phone. If you could do it today, even 2 persons, 3 persons, 5 persons on your phone, in your WhatsApp, just share it with somebody. Okay? Because somebody needs to be encouraged, and somebody needs to be lifted up, and somebody needs to know that they're better than. All right? God bless you, my friends. I thank you very much. Let me pray. Father, I thank you for this day. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your loving kindness, your tender mercies. Thank you, God, you brought us this far. Thank you for those who would watch, those who would listen, and God, those who would participate. I thank you today. I pray that this word will go out, oh God, far and near to somebody in their situations, in their dark spots, Lord. I pray today that somebody will be brought back to the light. I give you all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory. In Jesus' name, amen and amen. See you back here tomorrow morning. If there is a tomorrow, I see you back here, same place, same time. Okay, 10 a.m. U.S. time. You know that we're in a different time zone here in the U.S. because things, daylight saving time, which I don't like, but I have no, we can't do anything about it. All right. So God bless you, my friends. Have a great day in the Lord. See you back here again. God bless you. Oops. What's going on? Not sure what's going on over there in that screen.